So here, when we move a test charge close to this Q, capital Q, the test charge will experience some force. So this is the electric field induced by a positive electric charge. So from positive charge, the lines of forces are emerging out. Whereas here we can see that the lines of forcing are converging to a single point because it is a negative charge. From positive charge, the lines of force come out. From negative charge, the lines of force, they converge. For this, we are using that divergence operator. So here it is greater than 0. Here it is a less than 0. So divergence operator we can use to find whether the lines of forces are converging or diverging. So these are called lines of forces. The total number of lines of forces from this positive charge, or total number of lines of forces that is converging to a negative charge, is called the flux. So these are the lines of forces when they are apart. What would be the nature of the line of forces when they come close to each other? Have a look at this figure. Here we can see that this is a plus charge, this is a minus charge. When they come together, there is a force of attraction. This force of attraction happens through the lines of forces. So the total lines of forces is called the flux. And here we can see that the line of forces never intersect. So we know that magnetic flux is represented using the letter, that Greek symbol phi. And here for electric flux, we are distinguishing from the magnetic flux using this another Greek symbol. This is chi. Actually, the electric flux, that is the total lines of forces, is charge itself. The total lines of forces is charge itself. This is very important. Now let us move on to find what is the electric flux density D. Electric flux density D. So D is electric flux per unit area. Electric flux per unit area. So this is chi, electric flux per unit area. So we know that chi is charge itself. So Q by area. This is the electric flux density. So this is also equal to the charge per unit area. Now let us consider that a charge is located at this point, and we are considering an area. This is a spherical area and its radius is r. Then what is the electric field density? Electric field density on the surface of the sphere. So let us rewrite the expression again. D is equal to Q by area. The surface area of the sphere is 4 pi r square. If you substitute a here, so D become Q by 4 pi r square. If we correlate this expression with the electric field intensity, the expression of electric field intensity is Q by 4 pi epsilon r square. I am taking this epsilon to the other side of the equation. So epsilon E become Q by 4 pi r square. Let us take this as number 1, this as number 2. Then compare 1 and 2. So D become epsilon E. This is analogous to the magnetic flux density B. B, we know that it is mu H. This is electric, and whereas this is magnetic. D is electric density, this is magnetic field density. So the D is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. As you move away from the charge, the flux density decreases. So flux density at this point is higher than the flux density from this point. And Q is, it's considered to be constant because it's never changed. So if you move from this point to other point, the Q is not going to change. The Q is same, but the distance is changing. So here R is changing. So if you move away, if you move apart from this Q, the flux density inversely decreases with the distance. So we can equate the expression of electric field intensity and the flux density using this expression. D is epsilon E. It is very easy to understand the D and B. The D is electric flux density, B is magnetic flux density, whereas E is electric field intensity, H is magnetic field intensity.